guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are actually going to be doing a foundation review. The foundation that I'm going to be reviewing today is actually the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. The box just looks like this. It is very sleek. The shade that I'm going to be using and reviewing today is the shade Light 42 Neutral. So this is what the actual foundation looks like. It's very sleek. I love the packaging, love the logo. I think it's very sort of Kat Von D-ish. I like that it does have a little sort of foundation protector here. So you do actually get 30ml of product in this, and just looking at the size of this bottle, I think it's an absolute perfect amount. This foundation does claim to be very full coverage with a matte finish. Personally, I'm into more of a sort of dewy finish, but I don't mind a matte finish, and it can be really good if this is going to do what it says. It does claim to be very long lasting and very full coverage. It does claim to also hide sort of pigmentation. It also claims to even out skin tones and stuff as well. This retails for £27 in Debenhams in the UK. That is where I purchased this from. So price range wise, I think it's actually pretty good for it being a sort of high end. It does also claim to be waterproof and budge proof as well. So we will definitely be testing that. This foundation is available in over 30 shades, so there is definitely a pretty good shade range. It is also cruelty free and vegan. It does also claim to minimise pores and imperfections. I do have a little bit of redness. I do have some pores on my nose. My nose with foundations do always break up a little bit here, if you can see. Sort of keeps the little foundation bit in place. There's a little foundation pump there. This bottle also was designed to give an even amount of foundation with each pump, so I think that's a pretty good idea. It does mean that you are getting even amounts of foundation whenever you are using this. You do have the shade name on the bottle as well at the bottom, and I'm liking that it's a little sort of like pump, because that's good as well. We're just going to go ahead and we are going to test out this foundation, and I'm going to tell you guys what I think of it. It does say on the website to use one pump, so I'm just going to use one pump on the back of my hand. With this foundation, it does say to work pretty quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to apply this to my face, and then I'm going to go in with a brush. I'm just going to go in with this flat top brush from Makeup Revolution. This was the 2018 limited edition brushes, so I'm just going to go in with that, and then I'm going to go over my full face with a damp sponge. This is the Makeup Revolution Complex Soft Sponge, I think. That's what this one is. I'm just going to go in with one pump. Right, okay, so this foundation does actually have a scent, and it is pretty strong. It kind of smells like, I want to say like paint or something. I have actually just went in with the Professional primer, and I've put that all over my face. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. Just excuse if you can hear the wind, by the way. We are in the midst of a major storm, and it's like gale force winds outside, and it's so dark. I think I'm going to like start over this side and blend it out, and then like come over this side. I don't know how much to use, but I've just used like one pump just now. I'm going to blend this out. You do have to work quickly. That does dry really quick. Right, this shade personally for me is way too light, but I will sort of bronze it up and stuff. I was actually in the Debenhams store in Silverburn when I got this. The girl behind the counter was lovely, and she was actually trying to give me the shade lighter than this, but I decided to go with this one because I figured if it's light I can darken it up. But this is actually very light. And also, I hate when you're in like Debenhams, or like you're at a beauty counter and it's all the artificial sort of LED lights, and it makes everything look so much like more artificial than what it actually is. I have an oily T-zone but a sort of normal complexion. I actually picked this foundation up because I heard a lot of good reviews on it, and also a lot of people were saying it was very good for full coverage makeup looks. Right, so I'm just going to blend this in. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go in with this sponge, and I'm going to try and make this look a little bit more natural. Okay, so basically I'm just going in with this sponge and evening all this out. So that is the foundation on. This foundation does feel pretty cakey on my face, I'm not going to lie. You probably really wouldn't need any sort of powder with this foundation, but it is really definitely very full coverage. The first layer definitely went on pretty horrendous with this foundation brush from Revolution. This foundation brush was also casting a little bit, so maybe it wasn't the best to try and put it on with, but I did then go in with the sponge and it's applied it a lot better. That wind is absolutely horrendous. That is this foundation on. I have noticed that this foundation has definitely oxidised a little bit. At first it was looking really white, but now it has actually sort of oxidised and it's kind of given me more of a sort of yellow undertone. This foundation is like really full coverage and really drying, so if you do have like dry skin, this is not going to be ideal for you at all, because it will just cling to every dry area that you have. The aspect of as soon as I go and like scratch my face or like touch my nose or something, it is still wiping away, and with this being budge proof, I did actually expect it not to do that, but it is actually moving. I don't have any powder or anything on just now, but I am still going to powder this just because I think this probably would move on my skin. Now the powder that I'm going to use is the Rimmel Clear Complexion, so it's like this. I've been meaning to use this up, and I'm just going to go in with this big powder brush. I can definitely see that this is not going to sit nice on my nose. I'm actually going to put some of the I Heart Revolution fixing spray in vanilla and coconut. I'm just going to spray a little bit of this and just see if that will kind of help sort of not make my face look as flat and matte. If you are using this foundation, or if you're thinking about picking this up for the first time and you haven't used this foundation, you are going to have to work very fast. And I mean, for me personally, brushes did not work. This just made the foundation sort of separate a little bit, so I did have to take it all off and go back in with the sponge. Sponge definitely worked a lot better. It's not separating as much. Not to say that it's not separating, because it is still separating on my face, but just not as much as what it was with a brush. It is definitely looking a lot better now than what it was the very first application. It is very drying though, and it does give you a very matte look. So if you want to use this for a night out, I would maybe put some like highlighters or something underneath this. It would maybe give it a more sort of dewy glowy look. For it being waterproof and budge proof, not too sure about the waterproof side of it. I've never wore this out in the rain, but budge proof, I can definitely wipe my nose or wipe my face and this will come off. So for me personally, it's not budge proof. If you've seen me in person right now, and you were up very close and personal to me, so you would definitely see the sort of breakage and the pores on my nose still. This is not hiding that. It does claim to hide that, but it's not hiding that for me. As for the evening skin tone and hyperpigmentation, yes, it does even your skin tone. It does give you a nice sort of flawless look, but it's just so matte that it just looks very flat. It does have a strong smell to it as well. It kind of smells like paint. So if you're not into a sort of strong scented foundation, this foundation is very highly scented, so it's not going to be the best if you're not into that sort of scent. It does kind of smell of like paint or something. I don't even know how to put it. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and wear this for the rest of the day. I am going to film another video because I'm actually going to use the Soph Disney's Extra Spice palette today, so I'm going to create a whole look around this face today. But I will come back to you once I've done my full face and I'll show you guys and I'll tell you guys what I'm thinking about it. But just now it is actually 10 to 1, so I will come back to you guys after I have done my full face and done the makeup look for my next video. Okay, so the current time is 3:34. This has been on since, let's just say, like the back of 1, so it's been about 3 hours or so, and this is what my makeup is looking like. I have went ahead and done a video on this eye look, just in case you guys are wondering. It is actually using the Soph Extra Spice palette, but this is what the foundation is looking like so far. So far I can definitely see that around my mouth It's definitely separating a little bit and it's kind of making it look like I've got chapped lips even though I don't. It is beginning to break up a little bit on my nose. It is still looking very dry though. It's not looking greasy, I'm not oiling up. My other powders, my contour, my highlight and everything went on really nicely. So yeah, this is what it's looking like just now. And I'm just going to go ahead and like make some dinner, do some chores, and I will come back and do another little check-in with you guys. But so far I am really liking this foundation. It's actually, at the beginning when I first applied it, I thought this is not going to work for me and I've wasted my money, but it is actually okay. I think you just really have to like, I really think you just have to kind of learn how to use it because it is quite a strange foundation. When I put this on the first time I was a bit like, this isn't going to work, like this is just going patchy, it's like moving, it's just not working. But then I took all that off and I redone it again with a sponge and it definitely applied a lot better. Like, that is a foundation that you do kind of have to like work with, because if you don't, it's just not going to work. It's just going to look an absolute mess. So yeah, but the foundation so far, I am liking it. It's not my favourite foundation, but it is a good foundation if you are looking for like a really flawless matte face. So yeah, this is what my face is looking like. This is just highlight, by the way. It's not like oiling up or anything. Have went a little OTT today, so I'll come back like just after 6 and I will give you guys my final opinions on this. That way it has had like a good 6-hour wear, and 6 hours is like the majority of the day for me where I would have my makeup on. So yeah, I will come back at about 6 and I will show you guys my makeup then. So it is now 6:10 at night and this is how my makeup is looking. I have ate and stuff, so I've reapplied a lip gloss just now there, just because my lips were looking really rough. I've not done anything to my face, so I've just went about my day. This again, it still is highlighter, by the way, it's not oils, but as you can probably tell a little bit, I am oiling up just a little bit. Not too much. It is holding up pretty well, to be quite honest. I can definitely see that it is like wanting to oil up, so I definitely think that round about here would definitely oil up after so long. I'm basically ready just to take all this off and just get like into comfy pyjamas and chill. But yeah, this is what it is looking like. I'll try and zoom you guys in a little bit so that you guys can see. So my skin is still looking pretty flawless. It is actually holding up pretty well. It's definitely oiling up a little bit, but not too much. This is highlight, which is just absolutely banging. This highlight is the Imogen Highlight to the Moon palette, by the way, just in case you are wondering. But yeah, this is what it's looking like so far. It's definitely separating on my nose a little bit, but other than that, it's held up pretty blooming well. So this is just going to be the end of it, because I'm going to take this makeup off. I don't know if I want to sit down and film a Halloween video tonight. I might. But we shall see. So yeah, is what the foundation is looking like after 6 hours. I am pretty impressed actually. For the sort of beginning that I had where I just thought this is going to look horrendous on me, it has actually held up pretty well. So I'm pretty impressed. I would say that the longer I wear this, the more oils I probably am going to see. I can definitely see it breaking through a little bit. It is breaking up a little bit on my nose, but to be honest, I still have not found a foundation that is not going to break up on my nose. This is it for the little wear test. So far, I am really liking this foundation. It's just, it is one that I'm going to have to really experiment with a little bit, because it is pretty hard to work with. But yeah, other than that, it is a really good foundation, and if you are looking for something pretty full coverage and matte, then that is absolutely, like, it does the job. It honestly does do the job. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did like, please like, subscribe, comment, all that usual jazz, and I shall see you guys in my next video.